and welcome to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at OCTV.
OCTV,
our new house.
Our home here.
Our new home.
Yes. Hey, welcome everybody. It's May. Thank goodness.
Yeah, not quite warmer yet, but it is May, and the birds are doing their thing. And
I know the birds, the orioles,
fun.
the hummingbirds,
and the
peepers
peepers are out, and frogs are peeping, and yay, there's life out there again.
So thankful that we finally don't have to worry about snow for a long while.
Right, for a couple days anyhow. And now we're looking forward to a lot of fun events coming up.
Exactly. I was going to say, here the month of May brings Mother's Day.
Yes, already.
And it brings Memorial Day.
Right, and Planting Day. Everybody gets to start planting.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you're right. Memorial Day is this
we
month.
have a few little holidays.
Oh,
and if my mom were still alive, it would be my mom's birthday. Her 94th birthday on May 15th.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So, and today's my nephew's.
Wow.
Lots of birthdays in May.
Well,
what happened 9 months ago?
And then Harry and Meghan, they had their little guy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we don't know the name yet. By
Yeah.
the time this is aired a few times, we will know the name, but as of today, we don't know the name.
I've been reading about it, and I keep seeing baby Sussex, and I'm thinking, well, that's kind of a cool name. Oh, no, that's his title, designated. But it is a cool name. Maybe they should just stick with Sussex Philip or something.
Sure, why not? Why not?
So,
well, I wanted to talk about some of the chamber events that are coming up, those of which will take place in May, and one of those will be our Mix and Mingle. I always talk about our Mix and Mingles, which are always the last Thursday of every month. So our next one will be May 30th, and it's going to be at the Ox Bar and Grill. And if you recall, we changed our times. We're making it a little bit earlier, from 4:30 to 6:30 now. And we love to have people just stop in, say hi, have a drink, don't have a drink, it doesn't matter. You're just there to mingle.
It makes
basically.
it so much easier at that time frame. So if you're just getting off work at 5 o'clock, you can zoom by there, say hi to everybody, and then carry on and go home. It's no big deal, but it's fun.
You also have some people that do get off work at 4 o'clock.
That's true.
And why? I don't want to really be hanging around until 5. So this way here, they'll just go to that destination, and 4:30 is right there. So, Amy is always there early, and I try to get there a bit earlier too. So even if you come earlier, that's great.
Well, we usually get there about 5 after 5 or so, and there's always a handful of people there.
Exactly.
It's really nice because you get to keep in touch with them throughout the month and see what's going on.
And some people have said, I have heard, they haven't said this to me, but I've heard that they say, it seems that there's a lot of the same people there all the time. Well, go figure. They find that it's a good place. Yeah, it's a good place to be where, you have business owners, business owners, and you've developed friendships, relationships, and you find yourself referring people to these people that you've met at these mixers. So that's the whole purpose behind it. If you have new people, only new people all of the time, that doesn't really work because they don't even understand what they should be doing or what they should be expecting.
And it would be actually not as warm and cozy of an event.
Exactly.
Really, because you're kind of shaking hands rather than every time I walk in there, there's somebody giving somebody a big hug and laughing and how's the kids, and it's really, it just goes back to that hometown thing.
Yes.
And the businesses are part of that. It's not just the residents that make it a hometown.
Exactly.
Feeling kind of place.
Your businesses are really very, very much important to be in your hometowns, really.
Yeah. Well, there's many times I've gone into a business and asked for something, and they've said, no, go so-and-so down the street might have it.
Sure.
Check there first, or here, I'll give them a call and find out, which is so neat.
Especially in this day and age.
Yes. Yeah, there's that personal
Customer service,
right. It just kind of falls out the window, but not here, not in Oxford.
I love customer service. That to me is the most important thing that any business can do, really.
It's really important. In fact, we had an issue a month or so ago where we were going to have our refrigerator delivered. The guy would not bring it down. We lived down a hill. Would not bring the truck down there, and there was no communicating with that guy whatsoever.
Oh,
he was like, "Nope, not doing it. Not talking to you about it." Rolled the window up. So frustrating. And I thought, word of mouth is your best or worst advertising, and the way you treat the people that is your customer makes all the difference in the world. We actually canceled that refrigerator. I don't have a new refrigerator now, but we canceled it because the company that contracted with this delivery service didn't do anything about it. They were like, "No, can't do anything, can't help you." And that just doesn't happen here in this community. It does not happen.
Right.
And so it's that
It's so ironic
thing.
that you bring that up, because we had a refrigerator delivered. This was a couple of months ago, so it was still snow on the snow was on the ground, and the truck was so large that it couldn't come up our driveway because it would have hit a tree that we have hanging over the driveway. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is going to take place? These guys from the base of our driveway wheeled that refrigerator up, and we do have we're going up a hill, so not down a hill, but we're going up a hill. And I'm like, oh my word, because not only did they bring that delivery of a new refrigerator, they had to take our old refrigerator. And that one was much bigger because it was old, and so it was heavier, and they had to take that one down the hill, but they did it.
See, in January, same company delivered our stove and dishwasher, and there was snow, so he wouldn't bring that truck down. So my husband had to drive his truck up the hill, and he loaded the refrigerator, or the dishwasher and stove, big stove. And he had to take it to our house, and then they didn't take the old appliances. My chair is melting, so I think I'll stand up. So anyhow, that's because I'm talking bad about somebody. But anyhow, my husband ended up. And so that's why we canceled the refrigerator. It was the same company. We complained to where we bought the appliances from, did nothing about it, and sent the same contractor to our house. And he refused to bring it down. And it was like 2 weeks ago, and he said, "No, there's mud puddles," because we do live on a dirt road. "There's mud puddles. I'm not going to bring my truck through the mud puddles. It's a $50,000 truck." And so we canceled. Anyhow, so that doesn't happen here. That was a bigger company, and unfortunately we don't live in Oxford anymore. But we're looking to get back in the community.
Yes, you
so
are.
We're putting our house up for sale in the next week or so, and we're looking. So if anybody knows of a house right in the village, we'd prefer. But I can't wait to get back to Oxford.
How's that for a personal request?
Yeah, no kidding. Just give me a call, 248. But I'm really looking forward to getting back into my community.
Wonderful.
I just feel like I want to come home.
Great.
And these are the reasons why that we have this kind of kind of stuff going on.
Well, and like
all
we
the
were
time.
saying, we really got a little off track, but we were saying about the customer service, and that is so important. And so much happens in Oxford here that we have so much wonderful customer service. So we appreciate our businesses.
Yeah, sure do.
And we were talking about the mixers, so I talked about the May 30th one. Our one in June will be June 27th, which is of course a Thursday, 4:30 to 6:30. That one's going to be out at Buffalo Wild Wings, but we're going to be out on the deck.
Nice. We did that last year, right?
Yes,
was it last year?
Yes.
That was fun.
And you know, we try to make it that, you know, in the summertime we can take advantage of the beautiful weather, the beautiful scenery, and be outside. So
and that's overlooking Long Lake.
Yes,
it's so pretty.
It is.
Good.
So that is our two mixers, our upcoming mixers, and then we had our Coffee Connect.
Oh yeah,
and our Coffee Connect happened to be right here at OCTV and the Parks and Rec right out here. So that was yesterday. And good turnout. Weather was a little poopy.
Yeah,
it was rainy, a rainy, cold day.
It was yucky, and our parking lot right now, they were scheduled to do our parking lot, and they haven't been able to because of the weather. So people were marching through that mud, and we still had a good handful. A lot of people, actually. I didn't expect as many as what we had. So it was really nice. There were a couple business owners that I had never met, which being in this community 30 some years, I was happy to see some new faces. It's
Good.
really nice to see that people still want to come into our community and have
Absolutely.
businesses.
Yes.
And they're involved in the chamber, so
Right.
that was nice.
Right.
And Ron, I'm going to interject a little bit right now. Ron was speaking to them. Ron Davis, the director of Parks and Recs, was speaking to everybody regarding a millage that they're hoping to get passed. Don't quote me on this. I think they're re-upping this millage and then adding $1 to it.
Okay.
It would be $1 per household per year. Don't read CJ's column because I'm sure he's going to write about it. But he talked about they're in need of future funding as well. So
for out here at the park.
right, for everything that's going on out here.
Sweet.
He also has, and it's on our community access, memorial trees, which to me will have the history then of the residents of this community living in our park, which is really
Yes.
cool. So they'll be planted here out at Seymour Lake Park.
Oh, how wonderful.
Neat?
That
Yeah.
is. What a great idea.
So yeah, you find out cool stuff when you go to these coffee connects.
Yeah,
And they have good little coffee and donuts and
Yeah,
conversation.
there were nice treats.
Yeah, there
nice
was.
treats.
There was.
Angie from Evergreen, she brought stuff.
Yeah, those
so
bagel bombs.
I know her bagel bombs are to die
And
for.
she's looking to get those into different restaurants, which is really cool. She was telling us that yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for Angie.
Yeah, Evergreen. That's Evergreen's. That's great.
And then our next Coffee Connect is going to be at Health Quest on Tuesday, June 4th from 8 to 9 in the morning. So I think we took up that whole
Oh yeah, I'm talking
segment.
about my refrigerator delivery. Sorry about
So
that.
don't go away. We'll be right back and we'll continue on with our great stories here. Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, president of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles. I'm the production manager at OCTV, and I'm still standing.
We had a little bit of technical difficulty over here behind
At least the cameras are
behind the
working.
desk. But we were talking about events that are taking place around the area here in Oxford, and we were talking about Seymour. Celebration is what I wanted to make sure that we didn't forget to mention.
Right.
So the Seymour Celebration is going to be the last weekend in June, and that's on the 29th and the 30th. So mark your calendars for that because that's always a fun time.
It is.
It's packed here.
And you can get more details about it and what events are taking place at the Seymour Celebration on the Parks and Rec's website, which is oxparksrec.org.
Perfect.
Well,
Okay. Well, we put that little plug in there for them.
Yeah.
So
They needed that, yeah. They talked about
our
that.
chamber is having their 4th annual golf luncheon, and we're having that out at Boulder Point. That's going to be on Friday, June 14th, which is the Friday before Father's Day.
Oh,
We
right.
chose that date, as you've heard in the past. We've chose that date because we figured that's a great way to kick off Father's
It
Day
is.
weekend. So registration for that is members are $65, non-members are $80, and that includes 9 holes of golf along with your cart, and then we're having a lunch. And our luncheon is going to also have a guest speaker, which is Bob Gardner. And Bob is from Michigan Outdoors and Destination Michigan. So you'll see him on TV.
Very good.
So
yeah.
Bob will be here. Topic at this time, I'm not too sure what he'll be talking about, but I'm sure it's going to be very interesting. I'm
like
looking
him.
forward to that. He's
You
a
know,
sweet
the fun
guy.
thing about this event is I've been to it before. We covered it several years ago. But no matter where you're at on that golf course, you can hear laughing going on. Everybody's just having a great time. It's not that serious.
No,
You gotta be quiet
there's competition,
fun.
but there's not competition.
No, yeah, right, no,
You know,
it's a
and
fun
that's the
event.
whole thing. When you're, registration's at 8 o'clock and tee off is at 9. So, and you got to be done by lunchtime, and it's really it's not taking up your whole
It's not.
day.
Yeah.
And 9 holes of golf, whether you're an avid golfer or you're just a novice,
Yeah.
it's fun.
Easy business, yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's a neat
another
event.
way of networking. You know, you can get a team together, or even if you're a single player, we will make sure that you've got partners by the time we're all ready to go.
Which would be even more fun.
Exactly, you're meeting somebody new. You're meeting somebody new.
So can they go online and purchase
yes,
tickets,
please.
or
You
how
can
do they do
go.
that?
You can go online to our website, which is www.oxfordchamber.net. And to go directly to it, it would be /golf luncheon. Now, if you're not a golfer and you just want to come to the lunch, you can also register for that too. So myself, I'll be busy working, so I'm just going to be there for the luncheon as far as being able to participate. So, but I'm really looking forward to it. Boulder Point always has a good meal for us. We're going to have a nice speaker. So lunch will start at 12:30. So you'll find all that information once again out on the website that you can register there. Then we have our annual, this will be our second annual Oxford Business and Health Expo.
Oh, yeah.
That was formerly our Women's Expo, which I'm not going to continue to share that, just because we wanted to rebrand it last year and had such an outstanding response to it, which is great. We're thrilled about that. Once again, that's going to be at Boulder Point too. We find that we have the largest area there. It's a nice facility. We have great parking. And it just makes it a very warm and comfortable place to be.
And they're so accommodating there.
Very much so.
Goodness.
Very much so.
It's always like they are as welcoming as the chamber members themselves. They're really good.
And that's going to be on a Sunday. It's going to be September 29th. And the doors will open from 11 to 3. So gives everybody time to be at church. And then once you're finished with church, you can stop on by. So September 29th, we've got also, there's still plenty of room for vendors. We're just now starting to promote this, being that it's September. So we're just now starting to promote it. Once again, you can register at our chamber website. So I think it is $125 to be a vendor for members and $150 for non-members to be a vendor. We also have advertising that you can have in the flyers that are going to be going out. We'll have brochures that'll be going out to all of the people that are coming to the event itself. So there's free bags for the first 200 people that come in. We'll have those filled with goodies. There's just a lot of things that'll be going on that day. And I'll tell you, last year I was there as great energy with my Beamer, and my room was packed all day long.
It was full all day.
It was
and
full.
That was a different day too, right? Didn't
It was.
you change it from a Saturday to Sunday?
No, I think last year was our first year of making it on a Sunday. And that was in October. That was October 21st, my wedding anniversary. So I can't forget that date. But
I was surprised because it was a different day.
Yes.
It changed.
We changed, basically we changed everything. We changed the day of the week. We went from having it be on a Saturday to a Sunday. We shortened our hours. And we just wanted to try.
Very full.
And it really, it was very well received.
Yeah,
so
it
that's
really
why we're so looking forward to this one, our second annual one as well. So,
and that benefits whom this year?
This year, this one is going to benefit Lakeville Literacy Club and also McLaren's Sister to Sister program. So this one we're going to be doing a double here.
Nice.
But the literacy program was something that one of our committee members felt that would be a very good way of getting our children with books that are needed to be put into homes so that these kids can help learn how to read.
I love that. That's sweet.
So
nice.
Thank you for asking me, because I did forget to mention that. And of course, we still, being that even though it's not the Women's Expo, we're still McLaren is our key sponsor for this event. And so, yes, part of the proceeds will go to the Sister program, which is for women who are unable to afford mammograms. McLaren will have the funds to pay for the mammograms for the women in Oakland County. So
and they're not cheap.
No, they're not. and both of these causes are very, very, very important.
Yes, agreed.
So as much community support that we can have here is very much appreciated.
Yep.
So with
Sure
that
is.
being said, we're going to take another quick break, and then we've got a great topic that we're going to be coming and talking to you about on our last episode. So hang on. Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Wren, President of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Terry Stiles, Production Manager at OCTV.
And what is going on with OCTV here?
So I'm always hammering everybody about funding. We were just talking about Parks and Recs needs to increase or re-up their millage. Otherwise, there's no Parks and Recs. And they really have such an exemplary program at the Oxford Parks and Recs. In fact, people around the country try to mimic the program that Ron has going in our parks. This one at Seymour Lake, this year, they've added the Toboggan Hill. That was done in memory of Seth, Ron's son. And then they are also putting in an ice skating rink. That will be next year.
Wow.
And they also want to put concession stands way out in the back where the soccer fields are at. So everybody needs money, right? So I also want to mention Addison Township Library. The Friends of Addison Township Library are holding a fundraiser concert because they're trying to build a library, a bigger library out in Addison Township. Right now they've got a really cute one, but they're bursting at the seams. And libraries are still very viable to our communities.
Yes.
I know Brian Cloutier, Oxford Township Library, is looking to expand. They're doing so well. So, I mean, as far as patrons and people needing their services.
Wonderful.
So this is a concert that will be held May 16th at the Oxford Free Methodist Church, and it's going to be a ragtime band. Bob Milner, I think his name is. I could be wrong, I just wanted to get that out there. You can go to the Friends of the Library site, possibly, and get that information. Tickets are available there. Or even call the Addison Township Library. Wish I had the number for you, but this just came off the top of my head. I really wanted to mention this. And then I want to go to our funding. For the people that watch us on a regular basis, I'm sorry, you're going to have to hear this again. For people that maybe catch us every once in a while, our funding comes from franchise fees that the cable companies charge you on your bill. A lot of people think that franchise fees at the bottom of the bill is a tax, and it's not. It's charged by the cable companies, and then we get those fees. And it's actually 5% of their entire revenues. So you're being charged franchise fees, you're being charged PEG fees, which are public, educational, and government. That is mandated by the federal government that goes on your bill. Some community television centers get those PEG fees. It's 2% of their entire revenue, including advertising. Unfortunately, the previous management, when Charter was negotiating a contract with each community, so each community has to negotiate a contract. They didn't negotiate those PEG fees, the 2% PEG fees for us. That would have gone to us running the station. We've been living off of our franchise fees for at least 14 years or better. As of January, Governor Snyder signed a bill that will now allow cable companies to keep those franchise fees. So they're still going to charge you, and then they get to keep them as in-kind services for us using their airwaves. Now those airwaves, or those frequencies, were set aside by the federal government back in '86 so that each community can have their own information, their own events that pertain to that community. Not all communities are the same. We're not McDonald's, you know. So the FCC at that time had the foresight to see each community needs individual information. Unfortunately, the lobbyists have convinced lawmakers that's not necessary. So as of this year, January of this year, we could lose those franchise fees, which means we will have no income whatsoever. We have 11 people, 2 full-time, the rest are part-time workers that serve this community. We cover all government meetings. That means transparency in government. When we're not here any longer, you no longer know what's going on with your community government. So there's no transparency. And we've had, at different times, we've had community leaders not want to allow us into the room with our cameras. And we fought for you, and we made a stink, and individually. I mean, there's people that don't like me out there because I said, oh, no, we're coming in. We get to come in. You can't stop us from coming in, and we're filming these meetings, doing it for this community. So that's going to go away. And we cover everything about the schools and the sports. That will go away. We cover what's going on in the community with Parks and Recs, and that's your money. And you get to know what's going on with Parks and Recs because we're covering that. So all of that's going to go away. However, in August, we have an opportunity to renegotiate contracts with AT&T and Charter, but it's up to, they won't negotiate with Bill Service and Terry Stiles. They want to negotiate solely with the townships and the villages. So I have requested many times that Bill Dunn, which he'll let us sit in on those negotiations, and Bruce Pearson of Addison Township Supervisor, Joe Medore of the Village of Oxford, and Mike McDonald, the president of the Village of Leonard. We've asked that we are able to sit in and negotiate those contracts. There's several layers here, so we might be able to get our 2% PEG fees, public educational government, back, and that would keep us running on a shoestring. That would make everybody part-time. Fine. What's important to me to cover, bare minimum skeleton, are community meetings and events that are going on with the school. So if you are interested in keeping OCTV around, talk to your community leader and say, please negotiate PEG fees with the cable companies. That's the only way we're going to be able to stay around. So I took up that whole time, I'm sorry. But I know that's confusing. If you have any questions, give me a call.
It's necessary. It's so necessary because for many people, this is their only form of communication as to what's going on around the community. And myself,
people that are not here throughout the winter that go away, they watch everything that we do.
Sure,
because they want to know what's going on.
And even if you don't have your television, you know, like people like you're saying, they're out of this vicinity, but you get to see this on YouTube. You get to see it on OCTV's website. So really, OCTV has done so much for so much around this whole community here that myself, I'm here as a volunteer doing this because I love the community and I'm here promoting the chamber, but I'm promoting an awful lot of other things as well.
Of course, right.
So
we're recording the history of this community.
Exactly.
And that'll all go away.
That would be a very sad, sad situation. Yeah. So guys, do your best, spread the word, tell your neighbors, just keep informed as to what's going on and what is it that you can do. If nothing else, call OCTV and say, what do you want me to do? What can I do for you? And on that note, we're going to have to say goodbye and thank you so much for allowing us to come into your homes today or onto your computers today, however you watch us. Thank you so much, and until then, we'll see you again real soon.
Hello everyone, I'm with the OAA White Champions. Boys, how do you feel about that? Yeah! And we are watching OCTV. Yeah!